limitations, restrictions, famine, lack, poverty, and civil and chaos disorder. So when the miracle shows up, you must understand that it slips into your existence and it comes now as a sign that God's hand now is uniquely pressed upon the situation, and that God has total auspicing and judiciary over a circumstance, situation, or a thing. There is no man or woman of God in the Bible that did not experience a miracle. There's no man or woman of God under the sound of heaven tonight that did not encounter the miraculous in his ministry. There's not a single one of them that God didn't give a special elevation to, that God didn't give a special press, a special push, a special shove. It's not a man or woman in the Bible that God did not touch in a supernatural fiery way. There's not a man or woman in the Bible that God didn't place hands, feet, activity in their life. There's not a man or woman in the Bible who served God, who walked with God, who talked with God, sat in the presence of God, find themselves needful of God, mindful of God, find themselves having this kind of interrelationship with God that was intertwinably reciprocal between him and heaven. There's not a man, I feel like preaching, you gotta look over me. There's not a man or woman in the Bible, a great God, that didn't have a generational contact with Bible. We see this starting with the generation of Adam. Adam, the Bible declares, was a miracle man created from the dust. God blew the breath of life in him without attribution to mother or father. We see it in the life of Eve. She was taken from the rib of Adam. We see it in the life of Cain. After he killed his brother Abel, God placed a mark on his forehead to preserve his life from those that would kill him. We see it in the life of Enoch, who walked circumspect with God but never tasted death, was taken up by God. We see it in the life of Noah, who found grace with God and supernaturally preserved himself in an ark from the floods. We see it in the life of Abraham, who knew nothing of God but stepped out on faith, separated himself, was divinely instructed, visited by angel, experienced the curse of barrenness being broken of his wife Sarah. We saw it in the rams that took up in the ticket. We see it in the life of Isaac when he went down to the life of the Philistines under the spirit of poverty. But in that same year, the Bible declares that he sold, and what God did was give him 100-fold and supernaturally blessed him. We see it in the life of Esau. He was miraculously empowered with the skill of a hunter. We see it in the life of Jacob. He wrestled